Welcome to season 4 of the LEZ Factor. We thank you for joining us once again. So to my right, we have Kenya, returning member from season 2. She is a behavioral specialist. To her right, we have Stacy, an entrepreneur, my business partner. To the right of her, we have Kiana, who is Playboy Playmate, July 2005, and a makeup artist. Over here, we have Aries. She is the CEO and designer of Modern Hearts, Love Matters. Next to her, we have Bianca, who is a pharmaceutical sales rep. And then next to her, we have Chris, who is a shaman and a massage therapist. All right, so let's get it started. First question says, I feel like the only lesbian in the world full of sexually fluid. Are lesbians a term of the past, or is that still relevant today? Kenya?
Can you elaborate on the question? Because that question is very vague. Okay,
the girl says she feels like she's the only lesbian in the world of the now sexually fluid.
What does sexually fluid mean?
So sexually fluid means, from what I understand,
not to her. Like, what does it mean for her?
It means people who are just like, oh, I date guys or girls. I'm sexually fluid. Like, whatever comes. Is lesbian a thing of the past?
I think sexual identity is based on your own perception of who you are. Sense or going back into transgender, transsexual, like it can vary and span from many different spectrums. But in terms of sexual fluidity, is what about you identify? If you feel like you're a lesbian, but you're having a heterosexual amnesiac moment, then that's on you. Like, it all depends on what you feel. Like, what you identify is what you identify as. What you do can then vary into many different spectrums. So it all depends on what her definition of sexual fluidity is. So, to sum it up, I can't answer that for you because you're not being descriptive enough in terms of your question. But based on what I'm getting, that was my answer to your question. So going on to what you think sexual fluidity for her means.
Stacy?
Oh man, I think that's just that's a euphemism for bisexuals, because a lot of people have, bisexuality has like a negative connotation to it, so they're just trying to escape that. So that's pretty much what it is. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not really that way per se, but it's okay with me. I mean, let them be fluid.
I think we've all had our heterosexual moments in our past. I think sexuality is fluid.
Don't put that on us all, okay?
Okay, girl, please. It doesn't mean going all the way, but we've all had our heterosexual moments in the past.
Yeah, we've had our experiences.
What I'm saying is sexuality is fluid, regardless. Yes. You know, you have to feel comfortable in what you identify as. There doesn't need to be a definition of lesbian, bisexual, gender, or whatever it is you decide to go under. There's no limit to it. You need to be comfortable in your own skin, and then you can live your life the way you want to. Sexuality is fluid regardless of what you are. Go ahead.
Yes.
That's
Stacey,
your problems.
it's your turn.
I just answered it. She did. She just came back.
Yeah.
Oh, can you expand a little bit, because I don't remember.
No, I was basically just saying that being fluid, if that's what the real definition is of it, it's just being bisexual. And if that's what works for you, then go for it. I don't have a problem with it.
So her question was, are lesbians a thing of the past? Because everybody seems to be sexually fluid, I guess, in her vision.
No, it's not the past, because being sexually fluid is being bisexual. We still have a lot of bisexuals. We still have a lot of lesbians. Maybe that's just what she's exposed to. And maybe that's what she's surrounding herself with to make herself feel a little bit more accepted and a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
And how old is this girl?
Yeah,
FYI, nobody submits their age or statistics or their job to me. Right. So next time I will ask it. But in the meantime, Kiana.
I think that plays a big role as well. Like, I mean, when I was in my early 20s, I felt the need to have to identify with something specific. And, you know, the whole time I didn't really feel like I wanted to. I feel like, you know, I wanted to be sexually fluid, and that's what I did. That's what I was comfortable with. And so I feel like if that's what you want to do, then do it.
But own it.
Yeah.
But own it. So Aries, I feel like the only lesbian in the world of sexually fluid. Are lesbians a term of the past, or are they still around?
I think lesbians absolutely exist, and if you're a lesbian, like, holler at me. I don't got time for like I feel the same way. Like, that's another term for bisexual, and I just don't have the energy or the time or the patience. I don't. Be you, do you. I'm not judging you, but nah, not for me.
But so lesbians exist.
Lesbians exist. Absolutely. I'm a lesbian. Hey.
Got you, Bianca.
I'm kind of confused about the question.
I know.
The question is, I feel like the only lesbian in a world full of the sexually fluid.
Okay.
Are lesbians a term of the past, or are they still here?
No, I definitely believe that lesbians are still here. They still exist. I agree that sexual fluidity is a term that can be referenced as bisexual as well. So, I mean, whatever you're into, go for it.
Okay. Chris?
Can you once again reiterate the question?
Jesus, this cast. Gotta love
difficult
it.
question.
Says, I feel like
weird.
the only lesbian in a world of the sexually fluid. Are lesbians a term of the past, or are they still here?
Lesbian. Wow. I think they are very much present. No, they're not a term of the past. I think that everyone just, in their own self identity, is choosing to transcend beyond labels. You know, so you can't really put anybody in a specific box. Depending on the day, the time, the mood, the movement is what they'll identify as, and we are all just, you know, alive, functioning parallel, simultaneously existing at the same time. Yes, lesbians exist. I don't think that they're going anywhere. I don't think there's any more or any less. They're just in a space where they're becoming one with themselves and not so much the community and like labeling themselves. You know, it's not just trying to identify with such as in these groups per se. It's just more of like where their core is at, where their spirit is at, and aligning themselves individually.
I'm trying to figure out if she went to a straight club and is hitting on straight drunk girls, or like is she at the lesbian club or trying to hit on some lesbian shit.
I don't know, for
like,
me-
I'm confused.
It
Like,
is,
because
right.
sexual fluidity can go so many different ways. It
Yeah.
could be from butch
It's a very
to
broad
femme
spectrum.
to topping to bottom,
Right.
from girl to boy. It
Right.
can span from so many different things. I just think she probably got turned up at a straight club and got upset that she was hitting on some
Yeah.
straight girls and they weren't fluid.
You are the professional though, so.
I don't know. For me, it's like,
Behavior.
number one,
Right.
lesbians do exist. Because, I mean, for me, I feel like bisexuals have such a stigma to them that people are like, oh, I'm sexually fluid, I'm not bisexual. Because people just don't want to be bisexual. I get a lot of comments, questions, emails, texts, DMs from bisexuals because they feel like they are just being persecuted. I definitely believe that lesbians exist because I am one. I'm a woman who likes women. Like, that's it. So you are...
It's simple.
It's very simple for me. Like, I need you to have been a woman when you were born. You're a woman now when I am dating you. And then that makes, I date you. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, a lesbian is a lesbian. So, I mean, I don't know about if everybody's just sexually fluid. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of women who are. I'm just not one of them. So, lesbians are not thinking of the past because, hi, I'm here. But that's just my opinion. So, anyway, next question. Let me go to a question for me. So on the show, in the course of the last 3 seasons, I've received a lot of flack for the lack of educating the cast on LGBT issues. So I'm gonna say that I'm just gonna preface this by saying that the show is meant to be more conversational, not educational. How educated on LGBT issues do you feel that you need to be? Kenya?
Okay. I am familiar in terms of lesbian, bisexual, transgender, transsexual. Because there's 2 terms for that one. Queer, whatever you feel like you need to identify. I feel like I am well educated in all, but on a day-to-day, I am focused on me. So I can only focus on what I'm doing and what I'm feeling and what I identify as. So I don't have time for all that other stuff. But if I have friends that identify as anything else, I am more than well educated and aware of it and sensitive to that. I don't even know how to answer that question. Like, what do you mean? Like, am I educated on LGBTQ? I've been a lesbian since I was 14 years old. Like, I don't know how much more educated I can be. College grad and all.
Brave.
It depends on what subject you want to touch upon that, but we all have our own past. We all have our own experiences, difficulties, and things we get over not only as a female of color, but also as a lesbian female of color, or a bisexual female of color, or a transgender female of color. Do I need to go down the list?
No.
No.
Okay, then. So we all know, you know, and I'm gonna skip what I was just gonna say. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right,
I'm good.
Stacey. So how educated on LGBT issues do you feel you need to be?
Well, it's always good to be aware, but like Kenya said, I'm concerned with myself. If I can help educate other people with what I already know or the experiences that I've had, then yeah, great, but it's not my responsibility. So go to the LGBT center, you know, read a book, look things up on the internet, go to chat groups. Yeah, just
There
talk
are
to
support
people.
groups.
Yeah, but you know, it's not my responsibility, so.
To be accountable for what you.
Kiana?
I personally feel like I could probably be a little bit more educated. But probably for me, because I didn't necessarily grow up lesbian. I mean, I was kind of, you know, teenage girl into boys, that kind of thing. So I didn't experience it till I was in my 20s. And it was just kind of literally like an experimental thing, you know, that I kind of went with. So I could probably learn a little bit more. And I still feel like for me personally, I don't necessarily fall into any specific category. I like people.
You're
So.
pansexual.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
There's always a term for everything. There you go.
All right, so Aries, how educated on LGBT issues do you feel you need to be?
I feel like, you know, it's a part of my responsibility to be a little bit educated, because that's like being black but not knowing about the black culture. I feel like myself as a lesbian has a responsibility to myself to educate myself on the community as a whole, just a little bit, as far as my responsibility to like educate other people. I'm not an activist. I'm not, you know, that's not my job. So I do feel like it's just out of respect to educate yourself at least a little bit about your community. Again, it's like being black, but you don't know anything about being black. Like, it's kind of disrespectful. So.
Okay. Bianca, how educated do you feel you need to be on LGBT issues?
I mean, I feel like there's something new every day, like a new term, something different, sexual fluidity, like different aspects of the LGBT community. I definitely feel like I can be educated more, but I have other things that I need to focus on as well. I used to be very, very involved when I first moved out to LA. Everything I did was gay. Everybody I was around was gay. But everything doesn't always have to be like that. I can venture out and do different things. And I'm truly inspired by a case-by-case basis. Like, if different people come up to me with different issues, I get inspired and then I get involved. But I don't have to make that a specific mind frame all the time.
So you're psychologically fluid.
It's always something new. I'm like every day it's like something new.
I just made that up,
I don't know. Right, psychologically fluid, whatever.
All right, Chris, how educated do you feel you need to be on LGBT issues?
Yeah.
Man, I try to be self-aware. I try to be aware of the community that I identify with. With that said, I mean, I can be understanding, overstanding, but I cannot help you overcome your circumstances. You know, you have to be willing to accept where you're at, when you're at, where you're at, how you're at, and move forward from there. And I'm definitely aware, and I take heed and put forth like the effort to give guidance where I feel is indefinitely necessary, but I don't overstep any boundaries. I think that people should experience their life, their trials and tribulations, as they should. They're divinely given, and they'll be able to get what they need from those experiences and move forward in wherever they are at in that moment of time.
Okay. Yeah, so as just FYI followers, I am the admin for Instagram. I am the admin who responds to all your YouTube videos, comments. I'm the person who responds to your emails. I respond to everything. So I get a lot of flack just because people are like, oh, Erin, you need to educate your cast on trans issues, you need to educate them on lesbian issues, and guess what? I'm not trans. I can't educate somebody on something that I'm not, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not that the show is meant to be educational, it's meant to be informational or conversational.
Right.
So if you're looking for like Lesbian 101, this is not it. This is people discussing what their experiences have been, what their paths have been, what experiences they've gone through. So it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, hey Cass, so today we're talking about trans issues. So if you didn't know that on Thursday, July 21st of 2014, this is what happened, that's not what the show is about. The show is about, you know, people who have questions, or they want to know that they're not alone, or they want to know that we're speaking to them. So it's not about educating everybody, because I can't educate educate people on something that I don't know about or I haven't experienced.
Right.
All I can do is share with you my experience and where I've come from and where my cast has come from. So that's the purpose of the show. So if you're confused about that, I do apologize, but this is not Lesbian 101. They might have it at Berkeley, but we don't have it here at Stuzo on 4751 West Washington. So I mean, I'm just letting you know.
Plug.
Hey, it is what it is.
And good shade.
It's not shade, it's honesty.
Well, because you have to keep in mind, some people are in a space, like they're in different parts of the country where they don't have access to this. So this is literally all they eat, sleep, breathe.
Right. I mean, a lot of people, like I have friends who are activists, and that's what they do. Like they go out, like Sugar Shay up in Oakland, and Yolanda Franco, her wife, they do children's programs, they do LGBT programs, and I support them. Like if I have to send a donation, I'll do that. But that's not what I'm doing right now. Like right now I'm trying to work my 9 to 5. I'm trying to keep the LEZ Factor going. I'm not at home today like, can I take a pop quiz on Lesbian 101? I'm just sharing my experience with you, and so is my cast. They're all sharing with you what they've lived through.
Right.
So that's what we do here. So just moving on. So just to go another 180 degrees to questions about relationships. So a person said, if you were in the club with your partner and they decided to begin dancing with a stranger, the stranger is embracing them closely and your partner encourages them, what do you do, and is jealousy too much?
Why are you looking at me though?
Because you're my fiery Latina. Let me know what you think.
She gonna turn up.
Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with my partner dancing with another partner or dancing with somebody else as long as they keep the copacetic. If hand starts groping or something else, and it'll turn to something else because you already know me.
Right.
But
I know.
if you're you do. If you're just dancing, I have no problem with that. But if it goes beyond that, then I'm gonna have to turn up. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Turn up. Sounds like a table flip on the way.
I will be platonic at first. I'll be cordial about it at first. But if she then turns up, then it's a whole nother issue.
All right. So Stacey, if your partner's dancing and they decide to be dancing with a stranger who is embracing them closely, and your partner is encouraging them, what do you do?
Well, I don't believe in the turn up. I don't believe in I don't believe in embarrassing myself or bringing like extra attention. So we can deal with that later. I mean, I let you do your thing. It's up to you to decide how far you're taking it. But yeah, we can handle that behind closed doors. I'm not into the extra attention.
No, I love
You
the
gonna put it in your
strip club.
pocket?
I mean, I have jealousy issues. Yeah, I'm a jealous person. I'm a leader, so yeah. I mean, exactly. I don't draw attention to myself.
I've known her for like a decade. I had no idea. Kiana?
What does this person look like?
Oh, so if you're not threatened, then it's okay.
No, she could be cute.
That matters.
I love a strip club, so you could go ahead, turn up as long as it doesn't get disrespectful. I'm okay.
Right.
So I'll be the first one to make it rain. Like I don't give a.
It says the stranger begins embracing your partner closely, and your partner's encouraging them. What do you do? Oops, sorry.
That's fine.
I mean,
I don't have a problem with it. I'm very open. So, and I mean, I'm engaged, so, my fiance, she's open as well. And, I believe in just allowing somebody to be who they are. So if this, other girl is, trying to dance with her or whatever, like, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't threaten me because I know where I stand.
Okay.
So.
make it rain.
I like that.
She's talking about the strip club.
She's so weird over here.
We're in the regular club. She's at the strip
Shout out
club.
to your face.
Aries, you're in a club with your partner and they decide to begin dancing with a stranger. The stranger is embracing them closely and your partner's encouraging them. What do you do?
I don't know. It just depends on who it is and how it's handled. I would trust my partner to handle that. I don't feel like I would need to step in, but sometimes you have to. Like if it's a guy doing way too much, you might have to step in. But
Oh no.
but it's not even about a jealousy thing.
If my partner's
It's about
doing way too much
respect.
of the guy, we have different issues.
But that's what I was gonna say.
No.
Too. Like, I mean, is it another femme dancing with a femme, or is it like another stud coming
I think
in?
the issue
like,
is just that your partner is encouraging it. I think that's the problem. Does it matter if it's a girl or a guy?
I
to me,
mean,
no.
Okay.
I mean,
it might be a whole turn up afterwards. I mean, you don't know. You might like
All
to
right.
see what's going
Beyond
on. I don't
that?
know, but I'm not jealous, but I don't tolerate disrespect. So it just
So we had to work on this because you have to teach people how to treat you in your relationship. So in the beginning, we had to understand like that's not how it's going down in this relationship. So after a while, now I feel like I call it the 10-second courtesy. Like don't be rude. Just you can still dance or whatever, but when it gets too aggressive, like just calmly, and that's her responsibility. I can just give a look and be like, cut it off, and that's it. Like. Period.
Interesting. I'm not gonna put you out there like that
No,
right
okay,
now.
I can dance because I don't feel like I'm disrespectful. I don't think I'm disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. Like I don't grind on people.
Okay,
Or anything.
and
Right?
But in your defense, I'm not gonna say anything. But as a witness,
is it another femme though? Like,
It's another femme.
why does that matter?
but that's.
It depends. Like
This is where it gets messy.
yeah,
with all these categories.
it's you gotta gauge the situation. Like I feel like I don't get disrespectful, but you don't dance with people that you used to talk to. Like all that shenanigans, we don't.
As long as she ain't grabbing
Right.
her crotch or her boobies, I'm okay. I'll make it rain. We can have a party.
She's
What is
still
it
at
with
the
you
strip
and
club.
She stays in the strip club as long as it's raining.
Come on now, you know how I turn up.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I can dance.
You can Chris.
Wait, what?
If you're in a club with a partner and they decided to begin dancing with a stranger, the stranger begins embracing them closely, and your partner encourages them. What do you do?
Studio closing. Encouraging them closely. I'm gonna need you to fall like all the way back. Yeah.
This sounds aggressive.
Like,
I was just trying to make it rain.
nah, not at all. That's just disrespectful. Like you clearly have boundaries and you have an understanding before you leave your house with that person. So for them to blatantly disrespect you,
There's a conversation before the club.
no, it isn't a conversation, but it's something that you already
Understand.
If you're in that space with the person, it's given. At least I would imagine.
It depends.
It depends on if you're making it rain, evidently, over here.
Well, for me, I like to make things very clearly, and I'm not one to be disrespected, and I like boundaries. I like to be safeguarded, and I don't want to feel like everybody has access to you and it's just out there in the world. I want to feel exclusive. I want to feel loved. I want to feel one with you and not fucking the whole community. So
You can leave that for the bedroom. We talking about twerking. Twerking goes for everybody. Make her.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Like I had a girlfriend who was an extra super duper flirt, and I'd be like, for real? Like I met her at the catch. That was my bad. You know what I mean? And so girls would pass her their number, and she would take it.
Oh, that's a whole nother level.
No, she would take
Another
it,
level.
but then she would give it to me and be like, just throw it away.
No.
Because she didn't want to be rude. But I'm like, but that's disrespecting me because they think it's okay that they pass you their number.
Oh, no,
You know what I
that's
mean?
different.
So, I mean, it's a lot of different things. And then, I don't know, like, there have been times, I'm not gonna lie, where I'd be like, damn, you still wanna dance? I'm tired. Like, don't dance with them. And then I regretted it. Like, shit, that was a mistake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like,
You didn't say
My
nothing about
thing-
getting no numbers though. That's a whole
I'm just
nother
telling you about
topic.
my experience. I'm not saying it was a good one, but it had happened.
Yeah, she doesn't have to accept the number.
No, she would take it and then she would give it to me
No,
and be
you
like,
say,
throw it
"Oh,
away."
my girlfriend's over there. No, thank you."
Right.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
twerking is twerking.
if
Numbers are numbers. That's
if my
a whole
girlfriend's
nother topic.
encouraging it, I think that's a problem.
Right.
But if there's just somebody walking up to them, am I gonna be upset about it? yeah, like 25%. But I'm not gonna really trip about it. But I don't know. I'm a little torn on that one because I've been on both sides of it. Where it's like me, because my friends are always like, if I go out with a girlfriend, they'd be like, Erin, you were all over everywhere, and I'll be like, that was the Hennessy. It was a, you know what I mean? So I can't knock you for something that I did when I was drunk because I know a lot of people. So it is what it is. Anyway, next question. This one's long, so everybody put your mental caps on and just concentrate. Because if I repeat this 5 times, I'm gonna kill you all.
Right.
So it says, I've been dating a girl for 5 months.
Okay, that's a
I'm very into her. When we first got together, she said we should wait for sex to make it more meaningful. Since then, I can count on one hand how many times we've had sex. And now she tells me she doesn't enjoy giving head and isn't very sexual. She asked me to be patient with her, and I don't want to cheat on her, but what should I do? Hello, Chris on her phone. What should she do?
I just can't.
Yo, 5 months, not very sexual, not sure what to do, right?
She's straight.
She's straight. You should jump ship as quick as you can. Yeah, I think so.
And it's done. Bianca?
Okay, so she was with her for 5 months. They waited to have sex. Now they have sex.
They've only had
sparingly,
sex.
And
She
she doesn't
cannot-
like to give head.
The girl does not like to give head.
Okay, so I mean, honestly, you just have to have a conversation with her because if this is what you're lacking in your relationship, you're not going to be happy. You can't make her happy, and if there's something that she can't get with, you got to go.
So just expedite the process and
Yeah, have a conversation. Like honestly, why are you wasting your time?
exactly.
Aries. So should I want to be with her, but I don't want to cheat. What should I do?
But how can you be with her if she don't want to be with you?
What had happened was
If the conversation went, it's one thing to, we should hold out or wait. That's a different conversation than I don't like to give head or like that, and I'm straight. Again, I don't have time.
There's no chance.
We're just not gonna. There's not gonna be another conversation that's had. Like you're already telling me what you want and what you don't want, and I just don't have the energy or the time.
Kiana, I've been dating a girl 5 months and I'm into her, but she said that she's not into sex. She doesn't like to give head. What should I do?
Leave.
I mean, like Bianca said, I think definitely there's a conversation that needs to be had because you can't hold somebody responsible for something that they don't know. So once you put it out there, what your issues are, it's up to the girl to, either get with it or, you have to go. But, I wouldn't condone, the cheating thing or anything like that. I mean, I would just say, have the conversation. If it doesn't change, then you gotta move on.
All right.
I feel like we're
Stacy?
too old to be experimenting. Like I'm not your project.
Right, again,
Like, so
how old are these people?
if you don't,
I'm sorry. In the future, I will get everybody's age
It makes us
before I ask the
difference.
question.
Like, if this person is 16, 17, I'm like, girl, bye. Like,
We don't have any 16, 17-year-old
I'm just
followers.
saying, like,
I hope.
if they're really young or, in their early 20s or whatever, like,
In your early 20s, I need you to still give head. Okay. Stacy?
In all capacity.
All of them.
Let's see. Not to be a slut or anything, but why wait 5 months? I mean, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
I mean, especially when it comes to lesbians, that's a long time.
Yeah, especially
And-
you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's an investment, so you kind of want to know that the investment is worthwhile before you even proceed.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
great point.
No, so
That's a valid point.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
as with the consensus though, a conversation definitely needs to be had because this person may have certain qualms about it because whatever. But it's 50% of lesbian relationships. I mean, giving oral sex. So if that's not happening, then you really don't need to be with a woman.
Exactly.
All right. Kenya?
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the camera for this one. So if it's been 5 months and you feel like cheating, let's negate all the other factors. You already know. Why are you asking? You know there's a problem. If you feel like cheating within 5 months, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't even need to get into the rest of it. You already know the answer. So it's just say no.
You are not.
Say bye-bye. Say hello. It's me.
Not hello. You need to say
To the
goodbye.
next bitch. To the next one.
Hello to the next one.
To the next one.
Yeah.
Like, come on, girl.
It ain't cheating
Like,
'cause you
like,
have
I'm gonna really put my face on like,
place.
really?
No, just play.
You know the answer.
You know what the deal is.
You know something's wrong. Just keep it moving. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
yeah.
even getting into that one, girl. 5 months, girl, bye. I can't.
Evidently, 5 months is an eternity with lesbians. I don't know.
That's Attorney General, girl, please, bye.
I'm not gonna say I haven't waited that long.
I
to
can't
have sex.
talk that long for 5 months. I cannot talk or conversate that long without any sexual or touching or emotional
have that much to talk
investment or like any bonding. Girl, you my best friend then after 5 months. You're not my girlfriend. Girl, if you asking me after 5 months, you already know the question. You already know that question and the answer. You know what's wrong. Get it together.
I'm not gonna say I haven't waited more than 5 months. I have.
No. That's you. That's not me. You
I
asked
waited more than 5 months.
You asked me the question.
I
said
did.
hell
Can
to
I?
the no.
But this is my answer.
Okay, go ahead. Go
You're
with your
passionate
answer.
about it.
Girl, bye. Hello. Go to the next one. It's me.
For me, I've waited more than 5 months, maybe 6 months when dating somebody, but then we're fucking like 5 days a week. So I mean, like, it happens. I don't know if you've only had it like, you know, a handful of times after you waited 5 months. I think she's straight.
But she said she don't like to give head.
And the girl doesn't like to give. She's definitely straight. You just proving my point.
Exactly.
When I
Girl-
first started sleeping with girls, I did not like to give head.
Okay, how long did it last?
Someone had a conversation with me and was like, okay, baby, you can trib or whatever, tribe all day, but so.
She said try.
Trib or sis, whatever. But no, and then I got with it. Now I love it, so.
Right, but she said the girl still does it.
Yeah.
She's straight. that's all there is to that one. I'm so sorry.
Girl.
She doesn't like to give head. She doesn't want to have sex with you more than 5 times in the last 5 months. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You need to be single.
She
I'm just saying. So, you know. Anyway, so thanks for joining us again. This has been another great time with the great cast members, new and old. We appreciate that you joined us. If you want to ask questions and submit them to the cast, please send them to thelesfactor@gmail.com, or you can DM them on Instagram, or you can send them to info@thelesfactor.com. We appreciate you tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.